Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. And it's gonna be another week of fun and learning. And I believe you had a great weekend. And I do hope na talagang great talaga yung nagiging weekend natin, ha? And I really appreciate na, you know what, ang bilis, no? We are now actually on our episode 8, no? Nasa episode 8 na po tayo on our series on EntrepreneurSHIFT, no? That's actually the the title of our series. And right now, actually, we're going to be talking about what exactly is an entrepreneur. So medyo siguro this will take around another 3 class, no? So that would be more than enough for the entire week, no? Kasi yung master class natin ay ano yon, Monday, Tuesday at Wednesday lang po yon. So I hope na all throughout in this series marami na po tayong mga natutunan at the same time ay unti-unti po nating ina-apply yung mga nagiging learnings po natin. and and if in case na naka-tune in na po kayo ngayon, you might want to extend some greetings, and at the same time, if you have friends or probably kasama po ninyo sa team po ninyo, you might as well invite them, no? You might as well invite them tonight para makasama po natin sila dito po sa klase natin para magiging classmates na, no? Para classmates na po tayo lahat, no? Classmate na. So ngayon ang tawag mo na sa mga kaibigan mo na nandito, actually ano na 'yan? Classmate na, no? So ang tawagan na natin classmate na. So ito po ay isang klase, no? Isang master class na it's a group of same-minded people, no? Yung mga pareho po yung mga pag-iisip. And this is actually in order to help each and everyone in their journey in becoming an entrepreneur. Kasi minsan ang journey sa pagiging entrepreneur, this is a very lonely journey. Not all people really go into this path, but because we have each other, magiging masaya na rin yung journey natin. So, shout out muna tayo sa mga kasama natin for tonight, no? So, if you are tuning in right now, please make a comment para makita ko po at least mag-greet ko man kayo on air. No, so kasama po natin dito ngayon si Ruela Curacha Buntilao na from Compostela, Cebu. Nandito din po si RD Perez from Davao City. Kasama din po natin si Noel Maglasang all the way from Danau City. Tapos si Ana Lea Nombrano, kasama din po natin. Si Maricel Sungahid, no, nandito sa Mandawi lang. Kasama din po natin tonight. Who else is here? We have Mel Berdan is also joining with us, in which anytime within this week babiyahe po to ng Cagayan de Oro. So pag nasa Cagayan de Oro ka, classmate, balitaan mo kami ha sa mga pangyayari po doon sa business trip mo doon sa Cagayan de Oro. Tapos kasama din po natin si Gilbert Minyosa all the way from Saudi Arabia. No? Kasama din po natin si Jaime Tiin na nasa Quezon City. Tapos, sino pa ba dito? Si Jocelyn Abukay, kasama din po natin ngayon. Si Mary Ann Quintinita from Balamban. Uy, kita-kita tayo po dyan sa Balamban, Cebu. Ngayong Sabado po. That's May 29, alas 2 po ng hapon sa Elron Hotel. So, kita-kita tayo dyan. Tapos si Ivydale Andalis, no, from Minglanilla, Cebu. Then kasama din po natin dito si Ma'am Elvira Mayo. Hello ma'am, no? Tapos si Mardy Baset, kasama din po natin. Si Marivic Delgado all the way from Palawan, no? Pag okay na to lahat, Marivic, ha, punta kami ng Palawan para makapamasyal kami sa one of the beautiful places in the Philippines, no, Palawan. So I've been there once, but I'm planning to go back again. So there are a lot of good things in there also. Then kasama natin si Lynn Dologin, no, from Dawis, Bohol. Tapos si Julius Dusdus, kasama din po natin tonight. Tapos si Charlie Laganzon, kasama din po natin. Si Jofil Pansakala. Thank you, Jofil, no, for joining with us from Toledo City. Si Arnela Pricolis, no, thank you for joining, Arnela. Si Leonora Malaluan, thank you for joining. Yan. Si Betchay. Hello, Betchay. Thank you for joining. Si Gerson Monleon, no, from Mandawi City, nandito rin. Si Jimmy Jimena, no? So, magkita-kita kayo ni, siguro, ni Mel sa Cagayan de Oro. Ba, Jimmy, tama ba? Tapos si Valerie Apas is also watching tonight. Then, good, nandito si Adonis Bacayo, no? From Talisay City, Cebu. Who else is here? Na hindi ko pa na-greet, no? Ayan, so if you are here and you have friends that you wanted to invite, please let them join, no? You can call them, you can text them, you can mention them para makapag-join po naman sila dito. Then kasama din po natin si Grace Pinazo from Cavite. Yeah, yan. Si Grace pala from Cavite. Tapos si Judith Abrantes, no? Kasama din po natin dito na nasa Lapu-Lapu City. So, okay. Pag-usapan po natin tong pagiging entrepreneur, no? Maraming taong natatakot po magiging isang entrepreneur. Una po, natatakot sila kasi akala nila ang pagiging entrepreneur ay kailangan talaga ng pera. Alam niyo po guys, ang pagiging negosyante ay hindi naman nag-uumpisa yan sa pera. Nag-uumpisa yan dito po sa tinatawag natin na mindset. Maraming mga tao na may pera pero hindi sila nagninegosyo. Hindi sa wala silang kakayahan, but yung mind po nila ay hindi pa po siya ready na magnegosyo. That's the reason why ay hindi po sila nagnegosyo. No, hindi nila tinahak ang mundo ng pagiging entrepreneur. If naalala nyo na once I shared to you that most of the first generation na mga milyonaryo sa bansa po natin, lalo na po yung mga Chinese na mga mayayaman sa bayan natin, are actually dumating po sila dito sa Pilipinas na hindi naman po sila mga mayayaman talaga. In fact, linisan po nila ang China dahil sa sobrang hirap po doon at dito po dumating sa Pilipinas at nakipagsapalaran. Pero may kaibahan kasi yung mindset nila compared dito sa mindset natin ng mga Pinoy. Kaya kahit gaano kasipag ang Pinoy, hanggat hindi po nababago ang the way we think, ay talagang hindi po talaga magbabago ang magiging outcome. Ako, naniniwala po ako na likas na masipag po ang Pinoy. I believe that in my heart. In my hearts of hearts, I truly agree that Pinoy are masipag. Unfortunately, may challenge po tayo doon sa the way we think. Kasi yung the way we think, actually, yun ang nagiging deficiency sa atin kung bakit hindi po tayo umuusad. No? So, itong mindset would really requires a lot of a lot of information bago po ito ma-change. Hindi po to basta-basta na mabago agad-agad. So it would take time. And certainly, hindi rin po siya ganun kadali. Kaya nga, I always encourage Dito ngayon sa mga kaklase ninyo ngayon, ito po yung community natin na tinatag po natin ang Pinoy Homepreneur na community. Ang layunin po ng community na to ay palakasin ang education with regards to entrepreneurship. Sa pagiging negosyante pag-aralan natin ang mga aspeto sa pagninegosyo, sa pera, sa pagpapatakbo, at sa pag-manage. Aralin natin lahat yan kasi yan ay part and parcel sa pagiging isang negosyante. So ngayon, ang intensyon ng community na to, itong Pinoy Homepreneur Community, ay ito po yung magiging source of encouragement ninyo. We are here to encourage one another. We are here to share our successes. And we are here to lift up each other para po tayo ay ma-motivate ng bawat isa. Kasi sa mundo po ng negosyo, sa journey na tatahakin po natin, maniwala man kayo o sa hindi, marami po ang magiging negative dito kaysa magiging positive. Marami pong mga pagkakataon na tayo po ay magdi-discourage kaysa mai-encourage. Marami po tayong mga painful moments dito kaysa doon sa mga happy moments. Marami po tayong maranasan ng mga rejection compared to doon sa mga acceptance. So, ang purpose ng Pinoy Homepreneur na community ay magiging ready tayo bawat isa. So, mga kaklase, no? Sana ho, subaybayan ninyo to, ang masterclass. Ito po ay nangyayari every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday alas 8 ng gabi. At pagdating naman po ng Sabado, ang pinag-uusapan naman natin ay mga application naman with regards to business. Okay? So may 3 araw tayong klase, tapos at the same time, may 1 araw po tayo na magkakaroon po tayo ng mga applications. So that is very important. Nevertheless, so ito ngayon kasi episode 8 na kasi to eh. So may 7 episode na po to na nakalipas, pero kung gusto nyo pong ma-review, kay since nandito rin naman po kayo sa group na to, kayin nyo lang po ang mga videos, click nyo po yung video sa group, tapos nandun po lahat ng mga videos po, yung episode 1 to 7. Nandito sa Pinoy Homepreneur FB group natin. So nandun po yung 1 to 7 episode kasi ito po ang pang-8 na episode na. So I hope na kung ma-review nyo po sila at you find it to be very useful, ang encouragement ko lang po sa inyo ay sana po i-share po ninyo. Sana po ito po ay ibahagi po natin sa mga kakilala natin na nagbabalak na magnegosyo or nagnegosyo na at gusto pong i-improve ang mga pamamaraan nila sa the way hinahandle nila yung business nila. So i-share po natin, invite natin sila dito sa community natin. Total, alam niyo mga kaibigan, libre naman po ang community na to eh. Wala naman po silang babayaran. Ang gagawin na lang po nila ay makinig at aralin ang mga tinuturo po natin dito sa Pinoy Homepreneur Masterclass. At ganun pa man, ini-encourage namin ang bawat isa dito na mag-invite every time na magkakaroon po tayo ng klase. Mag-invite kayo regardless of age po. I-invite niyo po sila kasi ang goal po natin ay the more na merong mag-attend, no? Kumbaga mag-enroll dito po sa magiging klase natin. Okay? So bago po tayo mag-umpisa, may video po ako dito na hinanda na i-share ko po sa inyo. Sandali ha, ready ko. Yan.
Yes, don't tell people what you know. Keep them poor. So my father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, said, why don't we learn about money in school? And he looked at me and says, because the government doesn't let us teach that subject. The government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job. I said, but you get a job to earn money. He goes, no, you're supposed to just get a job. And I went, no. Isn't the purpose of a job to earn money? He goes, you're correct. I said, so why don't I just learn about money? I can skip the job part, you know? And he got flustered and he said, if you want to learn about money, why don't you ask your best friend's father about money? And I said, why? That's Mike. So I asked him. He says, because Mike's father is an entrepreneur. And I said, what are you? He says, I'm an employee. I'm a government employee. I went, oh, what's the difference? He says, the difference is an entrepreneur must know about money, or they're no longer entrepreneurs. And he says an employee doesn't have to know anything about money because the government will take care of them, the company will take care of them. So I'm all confused. But I took my dad's advice and I trundled over to Mike's father's office and knocked on his door and I said, hey, I'm here, 9 years old. teach me about money. He says, beat it, kid, But that's where the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad started. And finally, through persistence, my rich dad started teaching me about money on one condition. And that condition was he would never pay me. He says, the moment I pay you, you think like an employee. He says, that's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. And now I'm 9 years old, my head's going cracking in half. He says, you never want a paycheck. You understand that, kid? I said, okay, I got it. And he says, well, how do I make money? He says, that's what entrepreneurs figure out. It's like, so how do I learn about money? So he would just break out a Monopoly game board. So I would work for free. I'd pick up cigarette butts, and he had hotels and restaurants, and I would clean and do menial tasks. And as I got older, I started getting into office work and marketing and accounting, and I was an apprentice basically, but I always worked for free. And he would teach me about money. But the way he taught me about money was playing Monopoly. And finally one day I got upset. I said, well, when are you going to teach me about money? He says, what do you think we're doing? We're playing Monopoly. He goes, no. What do you think we're doing? We're playing Monopoly. He says, what do you think we're doing? So I don't know. I'm teaching you about money. And then that's when, you have one greenhouse. He says, there's many formulas for great success in money. There's thousands of them, but one of the best ones found on the game of Monopoly. It still is today. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. I said, what? He says, one of the greatest ways to acquire great wealth is playing Monopoly in real life. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Well, is that all there is? He goes, that's it. And he says, what do you think I'm doing? And I went, I don't know. So then he took me out and he showed me his greenhouses. And 10 years later, when I was 19, I was now in school in New York, and I come back to Hawaii, and Rich Dad had bought the biggest piece of land smack dab in the middle of Waikiki Beach. And when you go to Waikiki Beach today, you'll see the Hyatt Regency Hotel. That was his hotel.
Just like the game of Monopoly.
Just like the game of Monopoly.
Acquired assets and they became bigger assets.
He just kept what's called an assemblage, because that property wasn't that big at the time. So he had to buy out all the small guys. Because Waikiki was a little dirt water little town. So he'd buy out this shop owner, buy that shop owner. And it took him a while, but he finally assembled this large piece of property. And then he and Hyatt put up this giant hotel. It just sold for $800 million. So that's how I learned about money. I've had financial crashes. I've had people stab me in the back, but they're all good because I grow from it. That's spirituality. Right. People who are afraid of making mistakes, like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. Because spirituality is there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, there's up and there's down. Most people only want to be right, they only want to be positive. Well, you can't have that. That's not reality. Well, I wasn't poor by most people's standards, but I came from a family with a poor attitude, if you know what I mean. Because rich, poor, middle class, poverty starts with a fundamental attitude. Poverty is passed on. It's taught in your families. And middle class is taught in families. And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy, they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. Your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever. The school system will never teach you about money. The school system was designed to teach you to be an employee, which is important, or a doctor or a lawyer, a specialist, but never about money. And what most people lack is real business knowledge, like accounting, like debt, like taxes. You gotta know that stuff. But they don't teach it in school to anybody. So, and then when people ask me, how did your rich dad learn this when your poor dad, a PhD, didn't? And the answer is very simply, my rich dad, who's my best friend's father, his father died when he was 13. So rich dad had this family business at 13 to run. So he had to drop out of school, which was his blessing. There's blessings, and sometimes the blessing doesn't look like a blessing, but it turned out to be a blessing. And then his teachers became his bookkeeper, his accountant, his attorney, his banker, his real estate agents. So he has what I call real teachers, not these fake teachers in school. You see, most teachers in school, they're out of ethics. They teach subjects they themselves don't practice. I asked the teacher, I said, I'm in my third year of calculus now. It was called strength of materials. I said, am I ever going to use this stuff? He goes, no. I said, why do you teach it? He says, because I get paid. I said, do you ever use it? He goes, no. And that's why, you have to, in life, one of the things I suggest to people, you got to find a real teacher versus a fake teacher. And a fake teacher is somebody who doesn't do what they teach. And a real teacher is doing what they teach every day. So my accountants, my attorneys, they're in it every single day. And that's how I learn, because every day I'm solving problems in my business. So I have accountants and attorneys and bankers and all these people on speed dial because I'm solving problems with my team.
I see you giving this knowledge out, and
Yeah.
do the rich people cringe and say, don't tell them that, Rob?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know.
Right.
Keep them poor. But unfortunately, the poor, as was in the Bible, I'm not real religious, the poor will always be amongst us because it starts up here.
Right, it's that fear mentality.
It's in their words, and the words become flesh. Again, I'm not really religious. I flunked out of Sunday school also. But when they say I can't afford it or I can't do that, they go down. They become what they say. My PhD dad, he says, what do you think I am, made of money? I can't afford that. And my rich dad would say, that's why he's poor. Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. Because this is an escape. It's an escape, you know what I mean? It's easy to say, I can't afford it.
And your rich dad used to say what instead of, I can't afford it?
How can I afford it? How can I do that? What would it take, or why should I do that? He says that a question opens the mind, a statement closes the mind. See, when you say, I can't afford it, your mind shuts down, and you become what you say. Rugby is a team sport, but so is soccer. The rules are different. And other people are golfers. They play by themselves. And so everybody's different. So my game financially is business, number one. Second is real estate. So what I say to young people is, you find your game.
Okay. No, I believe the message was very clear. No, as Robert Kiyosaki have shared his own insights, no, on the topic on entrepreneurship, but just a sort of discussion, so that at least we will be able to know if you were really able to listen to the video. No? Now, can you share things you have learned from the video that you saw a while ago? Anything that you can share, probably a statement that Robert said that has an impact on you, na yung narinig po ninyo na linya na para bang pumukaw siya, no? Pumukaw siya doon sa mind mo at saka sa puso mo. What statements were those, no? Can you please write it down on the comment section po sa baba, para at least we can have a benchmark on our discussion for this afternoon, or rather this evening, sorry. Anything you would like to share based on the video na nakita niyo po, no? Sabi ni Leslie, napaka-positive ng pag-iisip ni Sir Robert. Ano exactly, Leslie, ang nakuha mo na message talaga that struck you? Linya na sinabi ni Robert, no? Linya na sinabi ni Robert na tumatak ba? Tumatak sa isipan mo. Do you have anybody, no? Anybody po dito po ngayon? There are 45 of us in the live stream right now. And anybody that can share. Sabi ni Leonora, you become what you say. You become what you say. Okay? Sabi ni Gilbert, positive mindset. What else? Ano pang mga sinabi doon ni Robert Kiyosaki? Sabi ni Analea, instead of saying, I can't do it, just say, how can I do it? O, tama. Kasi may diferensya po yun. Pag sinabi mo, pag may nag-offer sa iyo ng opportunity, ang sasabihin mo, I cannot afford it, so nagsara na ang opportunity. But dapat sana sa isang entrepreneur, ang sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, how can I afford it? Para maghanap ka ng paraan, paano mo ma-afford. Okay? Si Julius, sabi niya, school and government teaches us to be employee. So, i-paraphrase ko ha, school never teach us about money. School never teach us about money. May math subject tayo, but they never teach us about money. What else? Si RD, rich dad says, how can I afford it? Poor dad says, I can't. Yes, ang laking difference niyan, no? And through the years, I've learned to practice it, not to say I cannot afford it, but learning to say, how can I afford it? No, tapos, ano pa ba dito? Maricel, fake and real teachers. Nako, si Maricel pa naman, teacher ka pa naman, Maricel, ha? No? Pero it makes sense. Alam mo, totoo yung sinabi ni Robert Kiyosaki. I was given the chance to teach in the senior high school. Yung first batch talaga ng senior high. I was given the chance to teach in senior high. My heart actually so much nagsta-struggle talaga because yung credential ko kasi is yung doctorate degree ko kasi PhD on theology. So ang kaya ko pong i-teach ay philosophy, of course, no? Philosophy. My heart actually struggle. It's because tama yung sinabi ni Robert Kiyosaki that the school system has a fake teacher. Because imagine ha, ang nagtuturo ng accounting or nagtuturo ng business subject are teacher that never been into business. Ang nagtuturo ng engineering, di ba sa engineering, intro ka ng engineering. So ang nagtuturo ng engineering subjects doon ay person na not even once na nakapag-build ng building. No? Ironic, no? Very ironic. Ang nagtuturo ng mga bata na to na para maging engineer ay isang teacher na minsan hindi pa siya nakagawa ng isang building. So yun pong sinabi ni Maricel na fake and real teachers, in which supposedly dapat ang magtuturo ay yung nagpa-practice talaga, di ba? So yun, isa yun, no? What else? What else do you capture? Ano pa ba yung na-capture pa ninyo? Sabi ni Mel dito, ang poor person mindset kay motel na di ko kaya at wala akong time. O yun, always yan. Mga ano yan, pulubi mindset yan eh. I call that pulubi mindset. So learn to do business with positivity. Don't rely on employment. Instead, find ways that the entrepreneur will always find out. What else? May isi-share pa po ba kayo? Yung iba ho, ano ba yung nakuha ninyo sa message? Sayang din naman pag wala po tayong nakuha doon sa message. Ang ganda ng video, no? Wala, may nakuha po ba kayo? Any more? Anybody? Anybody po ba na may na-capture po na message na sinabi ni Robert Kiyosaki? So much for that. Okay. Now, it only means and it only shows that the journey in becoming an entrepreneur is a journey or is a path less traveled. No? Sabi ni Jimmy dito, Always prophesy yourself na maabot mo ang iyong mga pangarap. Positivity po. Yan. Si Maricel Kalumba Patinya, nandito rin si Maricel. Thank you, Maricel. No, Jimmy, thank you for being here. Now, the journey to becoming an entrepreneur is a journey that few people will take. No, it's a road less traveled. Not that it is a not that it's not a lucrative journey, because it will give you a certain point of personal satisfaction din naman, but it's a journey na punong-puno po ng negativity, punong-puno po ng discouragement, punong-puno po ng rejections, and not all people wanted to embrace that. No, not all people wanted to embrace that, because that's so painful. No, that's so painful. Now, kung ano man ang negosyo na meron ka ngayon na ginagawa, either ikaw ay nagda-direct selling, nag-online selling, either ikaw ay may tindahan, either ikaw ay nagne-network marketing, or either ikaw ay nagre-real estate, kahit anong negosyo na meron po kayo dyan, the only difference that will set you between achieving more in life is your mindset of being an entrepreneur and being a seller, no, a salesman or a sales agent. Okay, may kaibahan po yung dalawa. Okay, gusto ko pong linawin po yan. Hindi po pareho ang pagiging negosyante sa pagiging ahente. May kaibahan po, at napakalaki po ang kaibahan nito. Marami sa atin ang akala natin na kung ikaw ay isang ahente, ikaw ay negosyante. Hindi po. Hindi po. Marami sa mga ahente ay hindi po negosyante. Marami po sa mga may binibenta ay hindi po negosyante. Marami po sa mga either nagde-direct selling or nag-online selling ay hindi po negosyante. Nagbebenta lang siya, pero hindi siya negosyante. Ibig sabihin, may kakaibang karakteristik po ang pagiging negosyante. At sa gabi na to, yan po ang pagtutuunan po natin ng pansin. But bago po sa lahat, i-define muna natin kung ano ba ang entrepreneur. No? Ano ba ang entrepreneur? Ang entrepreneur po ay nanggagaling sa isang French word na entreprendre. Ayan, nakasulat sa screen nyo. Entreprendre. Meaning, ang ibig sabihin na to ay to undertake risk. So sa makatwid, kung ganon ang definition ng entreprendre or entrepreneur, ibig sabihin, a person who takes the risk is an entrepreneur. So, ibig sabihin, sa isang negosyante, sa isang entrepreneur, hindi po totoong walang risk. Tama po ba? Which drives to the conclusion that when you decide in becoming an entrepreneur, part of that is actually taking the risk. So, medyo maliwanag na, no? Part of that is taking the risk. Now, maraming mga tao nagsasabi na negosyante siya. Pero, ayaw niya mag-take ng risk. So, para bang hindi po siya tugma doon sa definition ng entreprendre. Na, yan yung French word ng, kasi ang entrepreneur come from the French word na entreprendre. No? So in short, in order for you to be called an entrepreneur, you've got to manifest a character na ikaw ay isang risk taker. Excuse me. Ngayon discussion tayo. Ano ba ang nagawa mo na nasabi mo sa sarili mo na ikaw ay nag-take risk? Paki-share daw. Diyan sa comment section ngayon. Ano ba ang nagawa mo na nasabi mo sa sarili mo na ikaw ay nag-take risk. Tingnan natin para ito po ay ma-dissect natin. Sabi ni Melbert dito, entrepreneur ang tao na matyaga, naghanap ng mga pamamaraan para mapalago ang negosyo o status ng kanyang buhay. Okay. Balikan ko po yung question. Ano ba ang nagawa mo na nasabi mo sa sarili mo na ikaw ay nag-take risk? Bear daw, para makita natin. Ano ba ang nagawa mo na nasabi mo sa sarili mo na ikaw ay nag-take risk? Paki-share daw dyan sa comment section para ito po ay ma-discuss natin, no? At least magkaroon po tayo ng kuro-kuro. Si Ingaling Wen, take time to attend trainings. Si Julius Dus, sa kanya yung time na nag-invest siya sa JStore. Sa kanya, it was a risk na ginawa niya. Kay Gilbert, investment, na nag-invest po siya. Anong investment po yun, Bert? Si Mel, spend time while doing the business. Si Julius, sabi niya, yung pag-aasawa at pagkakaroon ng anak, yun, risk yun, actually. No, it's a risk that you are going to take, actually, because you don't know what will be the possible outcome. Si Ruela, ang sabi niya, entrepreneur is like the pin of life to success. Minda Baguio, taking risk po when I decided to be an entrepreneur kasi this is my first time. So, first time, no? So, ibig sabihin, full of uncertainty, hindi mo alam kung ano yung magiging resulta, but nevertheless, you go. Yun, nag-risk ka. Si Maricel sabi niya, yung pag-invest po sa mga marketing tools, financial risk po yun para sa akin. So si Maricel sa kanya, nag-invest po siya ng mga marketing tools para maturuan yung sarili niya paano gawin yung negosyo. Para sa kanya, isa po yung risk. Si Sheila Escasina, sabi niya, effort. No? Then, investment. No? Sabi ni Mel, si RD, nung nag-set up siya ng business, para sa kanya, nung nag-set up siya ng business, it was a risk na tinake niya. Si Gilbert, yung nag-invest siya sa JStore, sa kanya, risk yun. No? Si Melbert, yung nag-invest po ako ng malaki sa isang investment. Yun. Nag-invest siya ng malaki sa isang investment. Rice trading. Na na-scam ako. Ay nako, napakasakit yan, Melbert, no? But a true-blooded entrepreneur ay hindi po humihinto yan. So saludo ako sa iyo, Bert, no? Si Cecil, sabi niya, investing of time and effort. Then si Jimmy, no? Si Jimmy, yung nag-take action ka kahit di mo alam ano ang kalalabasan. Investment, sumali sa Royal. No, I know how you feel, Jimmy. No, I know how you feel. A lot of people felt the same way, but look what they have found the moment na inaral na nila paano gawin ang negosyo. No? So, ang importante lang po dito po sa masterclass natin, wala po tayong pinag-usapan dito na kumpanya, ha? Purely lang po to journey with regards to becoming an entrepreneur. No? Si Grace, nung nagbayad ng mga online platform, nagbayad ng online platform at FB ads, paying for client sales funnel. Yun. Kasi nag-risk ka, no? Hindi mo alam kung may resulta ba, may babalik ba, pero nevertheless, go. Risk yun. Then, investment, sabi naman, investment sa lahat ng bagay with the amount of money involved. Si Gilbert, working abroad, yes, tama yan. Yung mga ibang bansa ka, risk yan. Kasi hindi mo alam kung ano ang mangyayari mo pagdating sa bansa na pupuntahan mo. Number one, hindi mo alam yung lugar. Tapos, buti lang kung malapit lang na makauwi ka kaagad. What if hindi ka makauwi agad? What if may mga situation doon na mga pangyayari na kahit papano ay hindi ma-avoid? Yung mga ganun ba? So, risk po yun. No? Risk po yun na tinake ng mga OFW partners natin. Tapos si Maricel, nangutang po para lang maka-join agad sa business ng JStore. Ayan. Nangutang. Tama, risk yun. Because may babayaran ka, may mga interest na may nakakulan dyan. Kung walang mangyari, syempre, negosyante ka, may nakita ka, at ito, sinunggaban mo kasi naniniwala ka na may kikitain ka. O risk talaga yan. Si Limuel, sabi niya, yung nag-buy and sell, yun, naku, risk na risk yan, ng buy and sell. What if, nung binili mo ang item na to, what if, ang tagal bago na benta? Yung pera mo natulog doon. So risk na risk yun, di ba? Si Rowena Sarita, manning ng plumera, it takes time to travel from Naga to Lapu-Lapu. Yes, pumunta siya sa showroom ng plumera. Hindi niya alam kung makakabenta ba siya or hindi. But nevertheless, gumastos siya ng pamasahe. Risk po yun. Si Maminda, yung marami kang duda at takot pero tinutuloy mo pa rin, yon. Tumpak, Maminda, maraming duda at takot pero tinuloy mo pa rin kasi what if it's gonna be a good opportunity pagdating ng panahon? Yun. What if this is the opportunity that you've been waiting for? What if may mangyayari dito pag gagawin ko dito, kung gagawin ko ang negosyo na to? What if ito ang makapagbabago ng buhay ko? Ang negosyante po ay willing to dwell on the what ifs, no? At kaya niyang i-navigate yung sarili niya dun sa mundo ng mga what ifs. Okay? Sabi ni Mel, pagpunta ng CDO to Butuan, kahit nag-isa pero risk din. Yan, kahit di ko pa alam yung lugar. First timer to the place. No? Kailangan pumunta kasi kailangan mag-build ng negosyo. Kailangan i-build ang mga tao. Risk po yun. Pag ikaw ay nag-expand sa isang lugar, pumunta ka sa isang lugar, hindi mo alam kung ito ba ay lalago o hindi. Pero bakit ka anyway pumunta? Di ba? Because you believe in yourself that there might be things na maganda ang mangyari po doon. Ganun po ang mundo ng pagiging negosyante, pagiging entrepreneur. Never be afraid to take the risk. In our previous discussion sa mga 7 episodes na pinag-usapan po natin, na-i-discuss na po natin kung paano po natin i-manage ang risk. And one important ingredient po doon na napag-usapan natin doon with regards to how to manage risk. Sorry. Isa sa mga pinag-usapan natin doon on how to manage risk is to equip yourself with information. Isa po yun. Equip yourself with information. The lesser information you have, the more difficult for you to navigate the risk. Kung wala ka talagang alam Kung wala ka talagang pinaka-idea. Kaya nga, I always encourage, money is the last thing that you're going to consider in starting a business. The first thing that you're going to consider in starting a business is actually what lies inside this head. Kung ano po yung magiging laman ng utak na to. Ito po ang dapat una nating punuin. Marami pong taong nagninegosyo, akala nila ang una dapat meron ay pera. Maliho. Ito ang una mong punuin. Kasi kung totoo po na ang pera ang makapagpatakbo ng negosyo, di sana yung mga nanalo ng loto na limpak-limpak at milyon-milyon na halaga, sana magaling magnegosyo. Pero 99% of those lotto owners, according to study, after 5 years, lost whatever things they have won. Bakit? Kasi hindi nila alam paano palaguin yung negosyo. So it will always go back to information. So, masterclass, etong masterclass na to, very important po to. Huwag niyo pong ismulin to, no? Hindi man ako sikat na teacher gaya ni na Chinkitan, gaya ni na Fibo Lim, gaya ni na Robert Kiyosaki, pero kahit paano may maituturo po tayo. Kasi nag-practice po tayo sa larangan ng negosyo. In short, may ma-share tayo, may maiambag. At ang mga pinagsasabi ko po sa inyo dito ay hindi lang po mga nakukuha ko po dun sa libro, bagkus ito po ay personal ko po na na-experience on the journey until po na naipatayo ko po yung kumpanya. So it was a journey, no? Na shinare ko po ngayon dito na nevertheless, para kayo din po ay ma-avoid din po ito. Okay? So, entreprende. Remember that, ha? Entreprende to undertake risk. Yun pala yung pagiging negosyante. Now, entrepreneur is a person who is willing to take risk in order to solve a particular problem and get paid for it. So the bottom line is that as an entrepreneur, tayo pala ay isang problem solver. Tayo po yung nagsosolve ng mga problema at because nakapag-solve po tayo ng problema, tayo po'y binabayaran po tayo dyan. Dyan po tayo kumikita. Naalala ko po, bago po dumating yung mga Grab na yan, ang mga tao po ay namumblema, yung mga Grab Uber, ang mga tao po ay namumblema kung paano po makasakay ng transportation. Kung lalapit sila sa taxi, kadalasan nangungontrata. So mahalang singil, hanggat na-discover na pwede palang gawin ang ganitong type na negosyo. So may problema, in-address ni Grab yung problema. Ngayon, ang problema ay hindi na problema. Pwede mo nang malaman kung sino yung driver mo. Alam mo na kung magkano yung babayaran mo. At more so, ang destination mo, ang pupuntahan ng biyahe na to ay yung destination mo. Alam na alam mo. So, may problem na na-solve. No? Dati, ang traffic, napakabagal dumaan sa mga kalsada kasi may traffic. Ang solusyon, nagkaroon ng angkas. No? Bakit to? Para mabilisan ang pagbiyahe gamit ang single na motorsiklo. May problema, may solusyon na na-create. So in short, most of the dynamic businesses na isinilang ho, it was actually born out from a problem na nag-exist. Hinanapan lang po ng solusyon. No? Hinanapan lang po nila ng solusyon. So yun pala yung pagiging entrepreneur. Is willing to take risk in order to solve a particular problem. For example, ikaw ay isang real estate agent. May problema ang tao na naghahanap ng bahay. Ikaw ang may solusyon na makapag-provide sa kanya ng bahay. O, di ba? In short, there will always be problems. Na? Tapos ikaw yung magbibit-bit ng solusyon sa mga problema na yon. Okay. Now, things that an entrepreneur ready to undertake. Ito po yung mga pag-uusapan natin all throughout this week. So ano ba itong mga willing na i-undertake ng isang entrepreneur? So tingnan natin. Ito po yung magiging discussion natin all throughout. I think itong 3 days na to, ito po yung magiging discussion natin. Risk. No? Ito po yung magiging pag-uusapan natin. Risk. R stands for relationship to be built. Okay? Isa yan, no? These are the things that you're going to undertake. Relationship to be built. I stands for investment to be made. S stands for skills to be learned. And K stands for knowledge to be possessed. Okay? Sa gabi na to, yung R lang muna yung pag-uusapan natin. No, hindi natin mauubos lahat yan. Okay, yung R lang muna. Relationship to be built. Now, how significant is relationship with regards to business? No? Now, gusto ko pong isolicit yung idea niyo. Gaano ba ka-importante ang relationship sa negosyo? Hello, good evening, Rain. No, good evening, Sir Romeo Canyandenela. No, let me hear out your thoughts. No, let me hear out your thoughts. Gaano ba kahalaga ang relation? Ito yung pag-uusapan natin muna. Ha? Letter R, relationship to be built. No, gaano ba kahalaga ang relationship sa pagninegosyo. Sige daw, Bill, let me have your opinions. Let me have your ideas. Gaano ba kahalaga ang relationship kung ang pag-uusapan ay ang pagninegosyo? Gaano ba kahalaga ang relationship kung ang pag-uusapan natin ay pagninegosyo? Okay, eto. Sabi ni Mel, a strong relationship will always build a strong foundation. Okay, strong foundation. Yung iba ho, what else yung mga idea po ninyo? Ang magandang relasyon po ay yan ang nagpapasmooth ng takbo ng business natin. So magiging smooth ang takbo. Okay, what else? Ano ba ang role or gaano ba kahalaga ang relationship sa negosyo? Anybody ho? No, share your idea. Sabi ni Maricel, very important kay diri mag-base ang retention nimo, no, sa mga kliyente, customer, kung na-satisfy ba sila sa mga services. Yan. Okay. Retention, yung word, retention. Kay Jocelyn, sabi niya, parang anak lang, need ng time at effort and care. Time, effort, and care. Parang anak lang. Sabi ni Queenie, relationship building from a business standpoint can help you get new customers. Ayan. Help you get new customers, retain current customer, and manage your reputation. Ako, napakagandang statement. No? Ulitin natin, ha? Get new customer. Retain. No? So, kakuha ka ng bago, tapos ma-retain yung mga existing customer. At ito yung maganda. Manage yung frustration. Manage yung reputation. Okay, thank you, Queenie, ha? Thank you. Kay Irene, sabi niya, it needs strong foundation. For strong foundation. Kay Maminda, good business relationship is more on trusting one another. So, nandyan yung keyword, trusting. No? Trusting. Sabi ni Dong DK, good relationship builds trust. Ayan, nandyan naman yung word, trust. In a business. So, trust yung word, keyword. Sabi ni Jimmy, relationship sa pagiging negosyo, build ka relationship with people. Dapat na doon ang patience na makuha mo, ang tao to convince, humility, and kindness. So mga karakteristik to, convince, humility, kindness. No? Sabi ni Julius, parang oxygen, lifeblood ang value ng relationship. No? Para daw oxygen, lifeblood, no? Sabi ni Rowena Sarita, no? Good relationship towards people creates a strong foundation in all aspects of life. Again, strong foundation. Sabi ni Milbert, if there's a good relationship, it attracts more leads and sale. Ayan, no? Attracts more leads and sale. Okay. Sa gabi na to, pag-uusapan po natin yung relationship to be built. Okay? Sabi ni Ma'am Grace, it builds trust and confidence. Trust and confidence. Ako, alam nyo, itong word na trust and confidence, ito yung mga binibigay ng kumpanya sa mga managers and higher ranks. Alam mo bakit? Because napaka-importante po yan. Hindi na pinagbabasihan dyan ang credential. Trust and confidence na yan. No? Si RD sabi niya, good relationship equals good business. Yan. Good relationship equals good business. Si Jocelyn sabi niya, honest always to relationship, especially to sa customer. Si Dong Deki sabi niya, credibility. Ayan, nako, maganda to ha. Credibility is boosted by good relationship. Yan. Credibility is, take note of the word, boosted. Mas lalo niyang pinalakas dahil sa magandang relationship. No? Si Ana Lea, always be open-minded for any possible improvements. Keyword ha, improvements. Yan, improvements. Okay, So, thank you po sa mga shares po natin, and I appreciate it much, no? We are now actually on the same mind frame. And that's what is it all about, ang objective ng community na to. Na each and every one of us will one day be able to think the same. No? Kasi ganun ang mga negosyante mag-isip, pare-pareho yan. Okay? Now, it's all about relationship. Business is all about relationship. The Chinese is very particular with relationship. Rarely you cannot hear Chinese putting other people down with regards to business. When you go to Chinatown, anywhere in the world, meron pong Chinatown. Okay? Kahit saang sulok man ng mundo, meron pong Chinatown. Sa Amerika may Chinatown. Sa Europe may Chinatown. Sa Singapore may Chinatown. Sa Hong Kong may Chinatown. Sa Malaysia may Chinatown. Sa Vietnam may Chinatown. Anywhere, sa Australia may Chinatown. Anywhere you go, there will always be a Chinatown. And in Chinatown, bawat Chinese helps each other na kapwa Chinese. Pag ang Chinese may nakikita siya na may Chinese na naghihirap, lalo na dito sa bansa natin, tutulungan nila yan. Tutulungan nila yan na makabangon yan at makapag-umpisa ulit. Ang Pinoy iba. Sorry. Ang Pinoy iba. Pag may nakitang negosyante na umaasenso sa buhay, kinukumpetensyahan at pilit na pinapabagsak. Ganon ang Pinoy. May kilala ba kayo na ganon? Na Pinoy? Na para bang envious? Jealous? Sa mga asenso ng ibang tao. At kung nakita na umaasenso, ay pilit na pinapabagsak. May mga experiences ba kayo na ganon? So that's the reason why most of the Chinese turn out to be well off, and most of the Filipinos turn out to be poor. Though we are in our own country, but yet we're poor. Because, ayan, sinabi na ni Leslie, crab mentality. Crab mentality ruins business relationship. Crab mentality ruins business relationship. Everyone wanting to put down someone else in return na para siya ang umangat. Sinabi ko po dyan, it's all about relationship. Most of the transaction that happens on the table is all about relationship. How you have built a good relationship. New clients are born because relationship are built. Na-build po ang relationship. Dalawang tao, strangers nang nagkita, pero na-cultivate yung relationship nila at nagkaroon sila ng transaction. All business deals are closed because of relationship. Everything goes back to relationship. At nilagay ko po dyan sa ad na yan, sa slide na yan, na dapat intentional. Be intentional. When you are going to meet people, you have to be intentional. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng intentional? Ang pag-establish po ng relationship ay hindi po yan nangyayari na basta-basta lang. Na kesyo ito ay para bang nahulog ng langit at bigla kayo nagiging isang BFF. Hindi ho. Relationship, sorry, before a relationship can grow, there has to be an intentionality between two parties. Ibig sabihin, ginusto ng dalawang partido na i-cultivate ang relationship na to. Tingnan natin, for example, ito ang gawin nating example. Dalawang babae at lalaki, nagkatagpo, siguro nagkagustuhan, para itong pagkakatagpo nila ay mauwi sa kasalan, kailangan etong dalawa na to ay kailangan nilang i-cultivate ang nagiging encounter nila. Di ba? Siyempre, nagkatagpo sila na ipakilala, no, na siguro friends of friends. In order for this meet up, etong unang pagkita nila na mag-grow, kailangan may gagawin ang dalawa na to. Ang aksyon na ginagawa nila, ang tawag po doon, intentional. Ibig sabihin, ginusto ni lalaki na kilalanin si babae. Gumawa siya ng paraan, kinuha niya yung number, nagte-text-text siya. Yun po yung intentionality ni lalaki. Ngayon, kung gusto naman ni babae, yung lalaki na nakipag-communicate sa kanya, hindi po pwedeng by chance lang na hindi siya sasagot ay nagkamali ako ng sagot. Hindi. Intentional ni babae na mag-reply doon sa text message na binigay ni lalaki. Tama po ba? So dahil silang dalawa, intensyon nila na i-cultivate at kilalanin ang bawat isa, lahat ng mga actions na ginagawa nila ay geared on one thing, para ma-develop etong pagkatagpo nila, yung encounter nila ba, na ma-develop para eto po ay mag-flourish into a certain level of understanding. Di ba? Ganon ba ang na-experience ninyo nung una kayong nagka-boyfriend or una kayong nagka-girlfriend? Naka-experience ba kayo ng ganon? Sino bang naka-experience ng ganon? Ako naka-experience ako ng ganon. Text ka. Dati, hindi pa naman uso yung text Landline. Tatawagan mo. Mag-usap kayo ilang oras. Intentional yun. Ginusto mo na tawagan. Kasi ang babae naman dun sa kabilang linya, kung ayaw din naman niya, ibababa niya yan So dahil gusto rin ni babae, ginusto rin niyang makipag-usap. Hello, hi, hello. Di ba ganon? Hi, hello. Tapos, pag babay na, sige, babay na. Bye-bye. Bye-bye na. Sige lang, bye-bye na. Ibaba mo na. You first. Di ba? Ganon, di ba? Ikaw muna. Sige, una ka na. Bye-bye. Sige, bye-bye. Ba't di mo binaba? Pwede, ikaw, sige, una ka. Una ka nang ibaba ang phone. Di ba? Ganon, di ba? Aminin, ganon yan. Sige. Pwede, sabay na lang tayo bababa magbaba ng phone Sige, 1, 2, 3, bye. Di ba? Anong tawag mo doon? Intentionality. Inintensyon talaga ng dalawa. Hindi yun basta nagbunga na lang diretso. No. There was an intentionality. Kinultivate. Nag-reach sila ng certain level of understanding. So ngayon may pagkakaintindihan na. Sige, dahil ganito na yung mga relasyon natin, nagkakilala na tayo. Sige, boyfriend, girlfriend na tayo. Di ba? Nag-reach na into certain level of understanding. Ganun ang negosyo. You will reach into a certain level of understanding. The moment yung intentionality nyo sa ginagawa ninyo ay nandoon. Di ba? Meaning, ginawan mo talaga ng paraan, nag-reach out ka. Kung sa negosyo mo, kung may nanghingi ng mga information doon sa binibenta mo, pinapadala mo. Nung sinabihan mo yung kliyente mo na, sige, I'll email to you the information tomorrow afternoon. Dahil sinabi mo, dapat ipadala mo. Di ba? So, nung naipadala mo, natanggap ni kliyente, nasabi ni kliyente na, believe ako dito sa tao na to. Totoo talaga siya sa sinasabi niya. So ngayon, unti-unting naniniwala si kliyente, bilib na bilib siya kasi totoo ka sa sinabi mo. So anong nangyari? Hanggang dumating kayo sa kakaintindihan, sige, kumukuha ko dyan. Intentionality. No relationship, either business or personal, will ever grow if both sides hindi po darating sa intentionality. Kaya nga, may mga panahon na may mga kliyente ka na sadyang hindi talaga para sa'yo. Ginawa mo ng lahat, nag-reach out ka na, halos lahat ng serbisyo ginawa mo na, pero ang sagot pa rin ni kliyente ay no. Isa lang po ang ibig sabihin, hindi siya. Huwag kang ma-hurt. Huwag kang ma-hurt. Go to the next client. Okay? Ganon din naman sa personal na buhay. Hindi naman lahat ng nililigawan mo ay oo. May mga busted din. So doon sa mga busted, ibig sabihin, hindi talaga pwede. Go to the next. Ganon din naman yon. Okay? Friends, marami sa atin, ito yung karakter kasi ng salesperson nung ahente lang. Walang pakialam sa relationship. Nagbitbit ng produkto, kung bitbit niya yung produkto niya, ang goal lang niya, i-explain ko ang product na to. Pag hindi siya bibili, wala na. Yun ang mga salesman type. Awag ganon. Connect with people. No? Connect. Intentional. Kasi negosyo ang habol natin dito eh. Negosyo. Di ba? So, with your intentionality, of course, it will always come with effort. Okay? Sabi ni John Maxwell, ito maganda tong statement niya eh. Ito yung statement niya. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Napakaganda na statement, no? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Relationship grow when people feel that they are taken care of. Relationship grow the moment people feel na inalagaan sila. Ganon din ang negosyo. Ang customer, ang kliyente. Ang kliyente po, mananatiling kliyente mo yan hanggat nararamdaman nila na sila ay inaalagaan. Nararamdaman nila na ang trato ng tao sa kanya ay hindi lang isang tao na customer lang, hindi lang siya numero, kung hindi tao talaga siya. At that person, kung nararamdaman niya sa sarili niya na inaalagaan siya ng tao na to, etong tao na to, magiging loyal ako sa negosyo nito. Hindi ako basta lilipat, hindi ako basta-basta kukuha ng ibang supplier kasi etong tao na to, inaalagaan ako. Ganun ang mangyayari. Ganun ang mangyayari. Alam mo, ganito. Ito lang ha, sa bahay mismo. Sa bahay ho, nandito ako sa Ahoya Subdivision. Now, if you've been here, if you're from Cebu, if you've been here, makikita nyo po sa labas ng subdivision namin, kasi may commercial, kasi kami area, may yung mga shop houses. Sa labas ng subdivision namin, may water refilling station doon. May water refilling station. Kung ako ang pagpapiliin, kung logical sense, kung ako ang magdi-decide, mas maganda nang dyan na lang sa labas, dyan na lang sa commercial center namin sa Ahoya na bibili ako ng tubig. Kasi within the subdivision na malapit lang, madali pang ma-deliver. Pero, may relationship na kasing na-built dun sa taga-deliver. Matagal na, maayos naman ang serbisyo, inaalagaan kami. Pagdating sa gitna ng pandemic, hindi kami nawala ng supply ng tubig. Faithful naman ang delivery. Polite naman yung taga-deliver. Mabait naman. Kaya, na-retain ko. Hindi. Kahit may refilling station dyan sa malapit, doon pa rin tayo kukuha, doon sa suki talaga natin. Pagdating doon sa opisina ng kumpanya, nandun sa Pahak, Doon sa loob ng mall, mayroong refilling station doon, dalawa. May dalawang refilling station sa loob ng Edge Mall kung saan yung office namin. Pero alam mo, ang tag-deliver namin, yung tag-deliver din namin sa bahay. Alam mo bakit? Because relationship was built. Because we feel na naalagaan kami. Because we feel that it's not just all about delivering water, but it's all about taking care of us. Kayo, meron ba kayong ganon? Sino bang merong ganon na kahit alokin pa kayo ng ibang taga-supply, hindi kayo lilipat kasi ito na talaga siya. Maayos naman, maganda at naalagaan kami. Meron ba kayo ng ganon? May ganon ba kayong taga-deliver or supplier man lang? Meron ba kayo? Do you have that? Sinong merong ganon? Yung shinare ko. Totoo yun, sa water namin. Ayun, sabi ni Marvin Jan, siya daw. Because that's exactly how it is. It's all about taking care of people. Yeah? It's all about taking care of people. And when people feel that they are well taken care of, I don't think so that they will be persuaded by other people to transfer whatever. They will never be. Kasi na-build na yung relationship. Na-build na yung relationship. Now, as an entrepreneur, that kind of relationship is what we are going to build. That kind of relationship should manifest dito po sa bawat puso natin. Because people are people. People are hurt. And hurt people will always hurt other people. Kaya nga, sabi ko get rid of that. If you have hatred within you, get rid of that. Because you will never be able to extend the kind of care to your possible clients or prospect if yung puso mo ay punong-puno po ng galit. Punong-puno ng galit. Di ba? So, ang ganda ng statement ni John Maxwell, no? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Now, people will do business with you. Remember this. No? This is a powerful statement. Palaki natin. People will do business with you because, number one, they know you. Number two, they like you. And most importantly, they trust you. Ulitin ko ha. People will do business with you because they know you, they like you, and most importantly, they trust you. Do you agree with that? Kasi logic will tell you, ba't naman ako makipag-transact sa isang tao na number one, na hindi ko gusto? Ba't naman ako makipag-transact sa isang tao na nagdududa ako? More so, ba't ako naman ako magta-transact sa isang tao na in the first place, di ko naman siya kilala? Paano yan, Jove, kung ngayon lang kayo nagkakilala? Okay. Di ba? May mga ganun eh. Paano yun, Jove, kung ngayon lang kayo nagkakilala? Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin niyang they know you. Okay. Ganito po yun. Balikan natin yung unang word. In matters of relationship, kailangan intentional. So ikaw ang gagawa ng paraan kung paano mo siya makonect dyan sa buhay mo. Serbisyuhan mo ng maayos para makilala ka. Okay. Now, bitbitin ko po ito sa mundo ng online. Kasi nasa new normal tayo eh. Nasa new normal tayo in which most of us are actually establishing ourselves dito po sa mundo ng online. Okay. Now, sa new normal po, may iba-iba na pong mga pamamaraan para ma-establish natin yung relationship natin. Let's say for example, dito po sa community natin, dito po sa Pinoy Homepreneur Community, may relationship po tayong nabuo dito bilang student and teacher, no? bilang master at apprentice. Okay? Kaya nga nagkaroon tayo ng masterclass. Ang iba sa inyo, tinatawag ako na coach. Ang iba sa inyo, tinatawag na akong mentor. Whatever is that, it doesn't really matter. But what matters is that each and every one of us, bawat isa sa atin, we were trying to connect. Nag-connect po tayo. Okay? Now, ito po. In the world of the online, your identity matters. Okay? Kaya nga I always say this pabalik-balik talaga to. If you want to succeed in the online world, you've got to learn to use your real name. Ulitin ko. If you want to succeed in the online world, first, you've got to learn to use your real name. If you want people to trust you, you've got to first make the action that you can be trusted. Ulitin ko ha. Kung gusto mo na mag-trust ang tao sa iyo, dapat ikaw ang unang gagawa ng hakbang para ikaw ay matrust nila. Now, in what way o sa anong paraan na gagawin mo to para sila will trust you? I'm talking in the online world. What will you do so that the people in the online community will trust you? What do you think? Ano sa tingin mo? Your name. Your name. Now, eto lang, itatanong ko lang to para at least masatisfy po yung question ko. Can you help me understand why you don't use your real name? Can you help me understand? Or ganito na lang, can you help me understand why other people doesn't use their real name? Identity. Ano pa? What could be the reason? Ano sa tingin nyo ang reason why they don't want to use the real name? Ang iba dyan, grabe ang tindi ng ano. But pangit daw ang name. Pangit daw ang name. Walang pangit nga name. All names are good. All names are nice. Alam mo, naalala ko, dati po, ang pangalan na word na Andres, parang old, no? Andres. Andres Bonifacio, parang ganun ba, di ba? Parang luma. Pero nung pinanganak ang kambal ni Agamulak, nung pinanganak ang kambal ni Agamulak, ang pinangalan ay Andres. Eto ha, Agamulak na. Artista. Gwapong-gwapo. Pero ang pangalan ng anak, Andres. Di ba? Sorry. Now, ito po. Name is important. If you use your real name, it does send a signal. Ulitin ko ha. Sabi ni Analia, hadlok panilgon sa bayad sa utang or hadlok sa nautangan. Totoo naman, no? Ito po. Name is so important. It's because, number one, people will feel that you are true to yourself. That you are authentic. You are authentic and you are real. If you don't use your real name, meaning you are hiding something. Dalawa lang po ang pwede dyan. Pwedeng ikaw ay kriminal at pinaghahanap ng batas, kaya ayaw mong magpakatotoo sa pangalan mo. Number two, or baka may utang ka na tinataguan, inutangan na tinataguan. Pwede yan. Kung ikaw na may lalaki, baka may napabuntisan ka. na ayaw mo ng panagutan. Pwede rin, di ba? Whatever would be the reason, it only means one thing: you're hiding. Okay? You're hiding. Ang iba po, ang reason nila, but hindi sila nag-declare ng pangalan kasi may mga stalker daw. May mga stalker. Okay. Ako po, madali lang po ang solusyon ng stalker. Ang stalker po, i-block mo lang. Pag-block mo ng stalker, wala na ang stalker. Friends of friends mo, hindi na niya ma-stalk. At madali pong ma-identify ang taong stalker. Yung mga nangbabastos, ay nako, ang daling ma-identify. Pag na-identify mo yan sa unang mga pasada sa statement yan, block mo. Tapos ang usapan. Or baka, hindi mo na block kasi gusto mo rin magpa-stalk. Di ba? Hindi mo blina kasi gusto mo rin magpa-stalk. Legitimacy. If you want to be legit, if you want people to trust you, learn to use your real name. It helps. Kasi wala ka naman talaga dapat ikatakot. Kung ang problema mo lang ay stalker or ano ba yan, hacker or whatever, block them. Just block them. Tapos ang usapan. No? Ayan, si Mel, biglang naging Melchura Trani Birdan agad, oh. Biglang full name agad. Biglang full name agad. No, I mean, it speaks a lot, no? If you want people to know you, to like you, and to trust you, you've got to be authentic. You've got to be real. No? And one of the authenticity tests is our name. No? It's our name. No? Business deals happen and sealed not by money, but by relationship. Business deals happen and sealed not by money, but by relationship. If you think that what makes the business deal close is because sa pera mo, you're wrong. Mali po yun. Most of the deals that happen, it's because of the relationship that has been built through time. Naalala ko, nung kasagsagan ng, that was early last year siguro yun. And there was one developer that nagbukas. And it's a first time, no? It's first time that I heard the name of the developer. Pero, nung nakita ko po yung papel at nakasulat po dun ang pangalan, kilala ko ang operations manager. Yung confidence level ko tumaas. Alam mo bakit? Kilala ko ang tao, gusto ko ang tao, at maganda yung relationship namin. In fact, yung relationship namin ended na naging kumpare pa kami. So nung nakita ko po yun, sabi ko, okay, let's do business with this developer. Kilala ko ang operations manager dyan. Ganun po yun. It matters. It matters. Money will be the last thing you're going to consider. And when you do, kaya nga, ito na, sa direct marketing ba? Pag sinabi nating direct marketing, ito yung people-to-people transaction, like being a real estate agent, insurance agent, or probably a network marketing, nasa network marketing business ka, or sa direct selling. This is a people-to-people business. What matters there is actually relationship between two parties. Hindi po issue doon ang pera at first. it will always seal whatever things you have started in your negotiation. Ito po, tips on how to build business relationship. Ito po yung mga tips na pag-uusapan natin. Alam niyo po, when we talk about relationship, there are really no how-tos in here. Wala po talagang how-tos. Kumbaga, ito yung step 1, ito yung step 2, ito yung step 3, ito yung step 4. Wala po. As long as the intention is clear, as long as you are honest to each other, relationship grows. Meaning, wala talagang how-tos. Okay? Wala talagang how-tos. Okay. Let's take a look at first tip. Build connection through mutual respect. Okay, number 1, no? Build connection through mutual respect. Ako po naniniwala ako na respect begets respect. You don't get to receive respect first before you're going to give respect. But in order for you to get respected, to get to be respected, you need to give it first. Dapat ikaw ang unang rumispeto. Ikaw ang unang magbigay ng respeto. No connection will be built. No? Wala pong connection na mabibuild either sa personal na buhay or sa negosyo kung wala po ang importanteng ingredient na to na tinatawag po natin na respect. Now, just a little consensus to us here. At least makuha ko lang po yung nasa mind nyo. How will you show respect to a business partner? How will you show respect to a business partner or to a potential client or to a potential business deal? Pakisulat daw dyan sa comment section. Paano ba kayo magbigay ng respeto sa posible mong kanegosyo, sa posible mo na magiging kliyente, or sa posible na magiging kapartner mo sa negosyo? How will you show respect? Sige daw, para makita natin yung magiging kasagutan natin dyan. How will you show respect? Anybody? Anybody would like to share? How will you show respect? No? Paano mo ba ipakita ang respect doon sa posible mo na kliyente, doon sa posible mo na magiging business partner? Paano ba? Paano mo ba ipakita ang respect? Any idea that you can share? Kay Teacher Ophel, being honest. Kay Julius, being on time. What else? Aside from being on time, tama naman. Respect other people's time. No? That's true. Respect other people's time. Kay Teacher, being honest. I mean, no people would really respect if you are, quote-unquote, manlin lang. So, honesty. No? I still believe that honesty is still the best policy. Anybody? Any more? How can you show? Paano mo ba ipakita ang respeto sa posible mo na kanegosyo? Sabi ni Maribeth, listen to their opinion. Yes. Listen to their opinion. That is very important po. No? Their opinion does matter. Okay? Sabi ni Melbert, listen to them and show them sympathy to their needs. No? Ano siguro, Melbert? Hindi siguro sympathy. Empathy. No? Kasi yung sympathy po ay naaawa ka. Yung empathy is you are in their shoes. No? Empathy. Okay. Kay Maricel sabi niya, apply the golden rule. Don't do unto others what others you don't want them to do unto you. Ayun. Siyempre, Kung ayaw mong masaktan, edi wag kang manakit, no? Be real, sabi ni Cecil, be real. Kay Melchora, find a partner that shares your values, no? Entrepreneurial spirits and vision. Sabi ni Queenie, respect requires listening with humility. Yan. I like the word humility. No? I like the word humility. No? Sabi ni Erin, listening. No? Kay Mercy, sabi niya, ask her or her convenience in terms of time, listen to his or her needs. No? Listening ear, very important po yan. No? Very important. Si Noel, sabi niya, iwasan ang manlamang. Yun, pangit yung manlamang. No? Never, never, never. No? Wag manglamang. No? Wag manglamang. Sabi ni Jocelyn, dapat give and take in any ideas sa business partners. Yes. Exchange of informations, exchange of idea. Yan. Si Rowena, sabi niya, golden rule, don't do unto others what others you don't want them to do unto you. Ni Maminda, sabi niya, honest communication. Alam mo, pag hindi po honest, trust is broken. Trust is broken. So wala na. Yeah, listen by heart. Yan, gusto ko yung statement ha. Listen by heart. Dapat may puso talaga. Initiate questions and empathize. Okay? Sabi ni Rain, grabe naman to. Never mong ibudol. Never mong ibudol. Ito, isa to, maganda tong statement ni Maminda. Wag judgmental. No? Wag judgmental. Kay Ma'am Elvira, respect their opinion and be honest. I like the word wag judgmental, no? Non-judgmental. You know what? That's the problem of our characters at times. We are quick to judge other people. We are quick to make comments that will hurt other people otherwise. We are quick to comment on things na in which we don't have the full idea kung ano talaga ang nangyari. We are quick to air out what we feel. It doesn't really matter if it hurt other people. Now, freedom of speech is always been said and uttered na itong expression, we have the freedom to express. Alam mo, tama yon. We have the freedom to express. Freedom of expression, tama yon. Pero not at the expense that you can hurt other people. Remember, freedom of expression is tama po yun, but never at the expense that you can hurt other people. Yes, freedom of speech, tama yun, but not at the expense that you can hurt other people also. We are free to say what we want to say. But remember, once you say it, once he is hurt, nangyari na ang mangyari, hindi mo na mababawi ang nasabi mo. Nasaktan na siya, and it will give strain to your relationship. What will happen next? You will be distant with each other. You will start to put walls between the two of you. There will now be barriers. Business will no longer be the same. Each and every side will try to hide something. And when that happens, isa lang masasabi ko, patay kang bata ka. Ang negosyo natin, pabagsak dyan. If you notice it, if you are in my company, no? Kasi may mga kasama tayo dito na coming from the outside. If you are in my company, no? D818 Premier Properties Incorporated, we operate in a level that's quite different from the rest. Each and every person in the organization are given the full authority to make all the follow-ups with their commissions right from the developer's office mismo. Sila. No, I I don't mind at all. No? Sila. In fact, ito na yung sila na ang nag-uutos sa mga tao sa opisina na mayroong komisyon. And when commissions are released, in the voucher itself, all of the distribution of the income ay makikita. Kung ang etong kapiranggot na pera na to, kung saan to napunta lahat. Even to the point na alam ng lahat kung magkano ang napunta sa kumpanya. Ito tatanungin ko. Dito sa mga naka-receive ng komisyon, nakikita nyo ba sa voucher lahat, pati na po kung magkano ang napunta sa kumpanya? Nakikita nyo ba? Bakit po ginawa natin na ganun? We have the option to hide it, but we did not. Why do you think? Why do you think we do it? To put it into the open. Because nakakatawa. I've been explaining marketing plan. You can even do the computation by yourself. Because mutual respect within each other, that's what makes this company become stronger. Because connections are built. Connections are built. When trust is developed, transparency within each other, respect to one another happens. And when we begin to put respect with each other, we begin to trust each other. That has always been our battle cry. That has always been my battle cry. So if we want to build the connection, we have to have a mutual respect. Think of what you can do for them. Always, ganito dapat ang mindset. Think of what you can do for them, for the other person, instead of what they can do for you. Kasi, kung ang iisipin mo kung ano yung pwedeng gawin nila para sa iyo, self-centeredness yun. And no people will respect a person na self-centered. Ba't kita rirespetuhin na ang iniisip mo lang sarili mo? No, di ba? No person will ever really put the needed respect to a person that is so self-centered. Walang ibang iniisip. Pag nag-uusap kayo, pag medyo may hindi na pagkakaintindihan, ang litanya sa mga hindi nagawa niya papunta sa kanya, nako, ang haba-haba. So dapat ang mindset natin is not what we can receive, but what we can do for them. Sino nga ba yung American president na nagsabi, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country? Sino yung American president na yon na nagsabi, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country? Who is that American president? Kung naalala nyo, kung na-remember nyo. Sino yung American president na nagsasabi, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country? Ayan, nakuha ni Maricel. John F. Kennedy. Si JFK ho ang nagsabi niyon. Ito po yung ibig sabihin nun. Think of what you can do for them, for your client, for your customer, for your business partner. Instead, sa mag-isip ka kung ano ang pwedeng ibigay ng kliyente mo or business partner mo sa iyo. Kasi kung iisipin mo, ano kayang ibigay ng kliyente sa akin? Pera-pera ang iniisip mo dyan. Ano kaya ang pwedeng ibigay ng business partner ko sa akin? O ganun din, pera-pera lang din yan. Pero you know, my friends, when you shift the way you think, your perspective change. When you shift the way you think, your perspective will change. And when your perspective will change, it will manifest on the kind of action that you are going to do for other people. When that happens, you are willing to help other people. When that happens, you are willing to go the extra mile. And when that happens, you know, people will feel that you truly care. That's how real businessman operates. Huh? Think of what you can do for them instead of what they can do for you. In putting value to what we do, we need to put people, their value first. Ayan, nag-google agad si Melbird, no? Ayan, sinabi ko dito, in putting value, para daw magkaroon ng value ang mga lahat ng mga ginagawa mo dito sa negosyo mo, kailangan lagyan mo muna ng value ang tao muna. Unahin mo na lagyan ng value ang tao. Now, there's a lot of us here that are in the business of network marketing. Ang iba sa atin dito marami tayo dito na nasa network marketing, nasa direct selling, nasa insurance, nasa real estate business. And I believe lahat po kayo ay may mga downlines kayo, kung tawagin. May mga tao kayo. Kung gusto niyo po na magkaroon ng value ang mga ginagawa ninyo, unahin po ninyo na bigyang value ang mga tao muna. Give them their worth. Let them feel how important they are. Let them feel that they are being taken care of. Let them feel na malaking bagay sila dito sa negosyo mo. That they are not just your client. That they are not just your number na magbibigay sila ng profit. No. That they are people that you are willing to journey together. By then, lahat ng mga ginagawa mo magkakaroon po ng value para sa kanila. When I started the 818 Premier Properties Incorporated, my wife even asked me, why focus so much attention on other people? Why not I build my own first? There were disagreements, but I keep doing what I believe to be right, to put value to people first. And through the years, we keep doing what we are doing by giving them more out of what they have right now here in the company. Bakit? Because we want to put value to what we do. Nagkakaroon po ng value ang mga ginagawa ko. Itong masterclass, nagkakaroon siya ng value. Ang mga trainings na ginagawa ko, nagkakaroon ng value. Ang kumpanya na tinayo natin, nagkakaroon ng value. At because nagkakaroon siya ng value, lumaki siya. Kasi hindi siya lalaki kung hindi siya magkakaroon ng value. You need to put other people first. I know sometimes na papasok ka sa isang opportunity, syempre, ang una mo talagang iisipin ay yung sarili mo, which is but normal actually. But the more you think of yourself, the more you do things just for yourself, you will miss the most important ingredient, that the only way for you to get up is when you are pushed by other people. Yeah? Again gusto kong balansehin. It's not wrong that you are going to think of yourself first. Tama po yun. Because people would really think of oneself. Natural yun. But in doing so, you miss the most important thing of all. That the way to get up there is kailangan kang i-push ng tao para maabot mo ang tuktok ng tagumpay. You're never gonna get there all by yourself. Ulitin ko ha, you will never get up there on the top all by yourself. It ain't gonna work. And it will never work. And whether you like it or not, you will really be needing people in the journey. You will really be needing people in the journey. Kaya nga maraming nagsasabi, Sir Jove, ayaw ko nang mag-build ng grupo. Nakakapagod. Walang nagsiseryoso. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa akong active na downline. Alam mo ang always nasagot ko dyan? Bakit? Ano bang ginawa mo? Alam ba ng tao na upline ka nila? Nararamdaman ba nila na inaalagaan mo sila? Nararamdaman ba nila yung presensya mo? Nandyan ka ba para sa kanila? Inalalayan mo ba sila? Tinuruan mo ba sila? Kasi ang tao naman po kasi hindi naman talaga kailangan i-spoon feed yan eh. Ang importante dyan ay maturuan. Kasi if you're just going to give them the fish, you are feeding them for a day. And what we are teaching here, dito po sa masterclass natin, is we are teaching people how to fish para kaya niyang pakainin ng sarili niya habang buhay. Were you their teacher? Naging teacher ka ba nila? Oh, ayan. That explains, no? That explains. So you better change the way you think, no? Number 2, be with the right people. It's not enough to be with people, but you've got to be with the right kind of people. Now, in the journey sa pagiging isang negosyante po, may mga tao po kayong makasabayan dito na iba po ang takbo ng pag-iisip. May mga tao kang makakasabay dito na walang ibang pwedeng gawin kundi puro negatibo at hihilain ka pababa. May mga taong ganon. May mga tao dito na sa kadami-daming problema na makita niya ay wala talaga siyang mahanap na solusyon. May mga taong ganon. At kung meron ka mang solusyon, may mga tao din na ang makikita niya ay problema sa lahat ng mga solusyon. May mga tao na mga ganon. Alam mo, ang solusyon ko doon, palitan niyang mga kind of people na ganyan. Hindi naman sa tayo po ay magiging isang suplado, hindi naman po na sa tayo po ay namimili na magiging kaibigan, hindi po tayo namimili. Pero sadyang, kailangan lang po talaga natin na makipaghalubilo sa tao na pareho po ang pag-iisip po natin. Kasi po, ang lakbay na po na to, ang journey na po na to, ay may destinasyon. Ang destinasyon po natin ay kaginhawaan sa buhay. Ang destinasyon po natin ay aasenso tayo. Ang destinasyon po natin ay matupad po yung mga pangarap natin sa buhay. Now, kung ang mga makakasama mo dito ay walang ibang gagawin, kung di hihilain ka pababa at puro negatibo naman lang ang pag-uusapan, eh di palitan na po yung mga kaibigan na yan. Kasi hindi sila ang nararapat na tao na magiging kasama mo sa lakbay na to. Not that we turn our backs on them. Pwede rin naman tayong kumaway sa kanila na, hi, hello, how are you? Pero I'm sorry, but I have to take different people on the journey. Kasi buhay ko to, buhay ng pamilya ko, kapakanan ng pangarap ko sa buhay po to. Ayan, sabi ni Maminda, mga negatrons. Palitan na yan ng yung mga negatrons na yan. And whether you like it or not, marami yan sila. Marami sila. Kaya, dahil marami sila, choose the people you go with. Dahil marami sila, dahil marami yung mga Degatron na yan, choose the people you go with. Kaya nga meron tayong community na ganito. Kaya meron tayong Pinoy Homepreneur na Masterclass community. Bakit ho? Kasi ang mga tao na nandito ay mga positive-minded people. Di ba? Kaya itong mga tao na kasama natin sa community natin, ito yung magandang sasamahan natin. Kasi ito po yung mga tao na wala pong ibang iniisip na ang pag-aasenso ng bawat isa ng mga tao dito, walang tao dito na nag-iisip na hihilain ka pababa. Lahat tayo nag-iisip dito na sama-sama tayo sa pag-asenso. Yun ang gusto kong makasama. Ayaw ko makasama yung tao na walang ibang iniisip kundi pabagsakin ka. Oh. So choose your friends. Okay? Choose your friends. In the process of building your business, you need to connect to the right people outside your inner circle. Di ba may mga inner circle tayo? Itong inner circle natin, ito po yung friends, close friends, family, relatives, yun po yung inner circle natin. Compare po dun sa outer circle, mas marami po yung nasa outer circle kaysa nandun sa inner circle. So, kung gusto mong mag-build ng malaking negosyo, hindi ka mananatili dun sa inner circle. Kasi minsan, no, itong inner circle natin, ito po yung nangunguna na hihilain tayo pababa. Hindi nyo ba naalala? Nung may bitbit kayo na opportunity, sinong unang nag-no? Di ba family? Relatives? Close friends? Sila po yung unang nag-no. Sino yung unang naniwala sa'yo? Di ba? Yung tao na hindi mo kakilala. So if you want to grow your business, you've got to learn to connect to the people outside your inner circle. And that is actually your outer circle. Huh? Number three, offer something of value. No? Offer something of value. Now, ano ba sa tingin mo itong sinabi na offer something with value? Ano kaya yan? Ano kaya yung offer something with value? Sabi dito kay Mel, yes, kaya nga di maintindihan ng iba na di ako makigmingle sa iba kasi di man namimili ako. No? Sa akin, ano ba to? Sa akin, ang need to think for a better, no? A company business with positive lang, lagi. Offer something of value. Ano sa tingin mo yung offer something with value? Ano ba yung pwede mo mai-offer sa kliyente mo, sa customer mo, sa business partner mo, na masasabi mo na ito ay of value? Sabi ni Milbert, trainings. Yan. Kung may mga downline ka, offer trainings. No, that is something of value. No? Di ba may mga downlines kayo dyan? No? Kung anumang negosyo na meron kayo, siguro may mga tauhan kayo dyan. Were you able to spend time with your people in training? Kailan ba kayo huling nag-meeting? Kailan ba kayo huling nag-training? Wala kaming training, Sir Job, kasi nakikinig lang kami sa iyo. No, hindi. Dapat, aside dito sa training ko, dapat meron kayo ba? Sa grupo ninyo, meron ba kayo? Kasi, as much as ito po, may ginagawa po ako on the greater scale, but you've got to have your own, within your own small groups. When it comes to training, coaching. Yan. Kasi training and coaching, iba po yun. Coaching is more on guiding. Were you able to guide them? Mentoring, iba rin po yung mentoring. Were you able to mentor those people under you? Because if you wanted to mentor them, you've got to spend time with them. Ngayon lang, ang kaibahan lang sa ngayon, na the way we mentor ngayon, hindi na po gaya ng dati na mag-face-to-face tayo kasi may mga limitations. So kaya ginagawa natin on a regular basis on the online. Ako, as much as I wanted to be with you wherever you are, but may limitation po sa biyahe. So my means to connect with you is through this online facility na tuloy-tuloy po yung magiging interactions. And that's exactly what is giving value means, no? Mga tips to. Being genuinely helpful is one of the easiest and fastest ways to build actual relationship rather than just a network. Bigyan natin ng balanse. Okay. Being genuinely helpful. Take note of the word helpful, matulungin. Ay isa sa pinaka-easy at pinakamadali na pamamaraan para makapag-build ng actual relationship. Hindi lang po na gumagawa kayo ng network. No? Hindi lang po na gumagawa kayo ng network or gumagawa kayo ng grupo. Hindi po. Help your people. Help your group. Help your network. Because that's where they will be able to feel that you are doing something. Teach them the way you want them to be. Kung ano yung gusto mo silang maging, turuan mo sila. Kasi ang journey sa pagiging entrepreneur po ay hindi po dependency. Ano po yan dependency to independence. Siguro sa umpisa, magtatanong sa iyo yan, pero kung for the longest time magtatanong yan, isa lang po ang ibig sabihin, hindi mo tinuruan. Dapat po, darating po na ang point na ang mga downlines mo ay natututo sila gawin ang negosyo na ginagawa mo. Kasi kung hindi nila matutunan ang negosyo na ginagawa mo, hindi sila kikita ng gaya ng kinita mo. Ulitin ko ha. Ang downline mo, kailangan mo silang turuan paano gawin ang negosyo gaya ng ginagawa mo. Kasi kung hindi mo sila tuturuan sa ginagawa mo, hindi sila magkakaroon ng income na gaya ng in-income mo. So anong tawag doon? Selfish, self-centered, gusto mo lang, ikaw lang ang kumita, yung mga downline mo hindi kumita, kaya hindi mo tinuturuan. Turuan mo sila. Tama yung word ni Maminda, duplication, yun po yun. Para yung naramdaman mong success sa buhay mo, mararamdaman din nila. Success without a successor is no success at all. Diba? Ano pa bang mga tips dito? Yan. Ito yung putting value ha. Be a good listener by being attentive and engaged. Okay. This is how you put value ha. Being a good listener, no? Dapat daw attentive ka at saka engaged. So ano yung attentive? Meaning, nakikinig ka talaga. Hindi lang basta nakaupo ka diyan, nakikinig ka talaga. Ano yung engage? Ibig sabihin nag-interact ka talaga. Nag-usap talaga kayo. Nag-connect kayo. Nagtanungan kayo. May interaction, in short, ang engage. Hindi po kasi ako naniniwala na ang the way to build the relationship is a one-way thing. No. It has to be a two-way things. So you need to attend and you need to interact. So dapat engage, di ba? And that's exactly what we want to do. Learn to share your ideas and expertise. Okay? This is how you're going to put more values. Learn to share your ideas and expertise. Yung ganda yung sinabi ni Ma'am Minda. Listen with context, initiate questions, stay focused, empathize, and hindi judgmental. Learn to share your ideas and expertise. Alam mo, sa negosyo po, lahat po tayo ay may kanya-kanya pong mga ideas. At may mga kanya-kanya din po tayong mga kakayahan na expert tayo sa mga larangan po dyan. Na learn to share it. That's exactly the reason why, kung nakikita nyo po, dito po sa live masterclass natin, I allow you to reply, to answer, to make comment, to make suggestion, to share your idea. Why? Because relationship flourish when you and I share. Relationship flourish, relationship grew when you and I shares. Kasi may palitan po ng idea yan eh. May exchange of an idea na po yan. Okay? Number 4, and I think I'll end with this one. Number 4, take accountability. Yan, tama yung sinabi ni Maricel, it takes two to tango. No? It takes two to tango. Wala pa namang nagtatango na mag-isa, no? Number 4, take accountability. In a simpler term po, ang accountability, I would correlate it with responsibility. Inako mo ba? No? And not all people really do take the responsibility because they're afraid. No? No, they're afraid. Or what would be the outcome, what would be the result, how to do it, what are the things needs to be done. And they're afraid of that. When you talk about accountability, it talks about taking ownership. And it says there, no? Sinabi ko po dito, taking ownership and working to resolve problems helps you earn the respect and build lasting relationship. Alam mo, sa pagninegosyo po, may mga pagkakataon na you are going to make some tough calls. Okay? Sa pagninegosyo ko po, kung ikaw ay negosyante, there will come a time that you are going to make the hardest decision in your life. And when the time comes, you are fully responsible for whatever decisions you make. Whether that decision turns out to be good or either that decision turns out to be bad, you will be respected by people the way you take ownership of that decision. Sa buhay ko po, sa pagtayo po natin sa D818 Premier Properties Incorporated, ang dami pong mga maling desisyon na nagawa ko. I made a lot of wrong decisions in the past. And for those people who have been with me for the longest time, I know they know, and I know they saw it. But I took the stand and face whatever wrong decisions I make, take ownership of it, and try to resolve it. That's the reason why these people are still here with us. Why? Because hindi po natin sila iniwan sa ere. Yes, may mali, but aakuin ko yan. Kasi re-resolbahin ko yan. And when that would be resolved, you will be able to gain the respect that you need. You will gain the respect that you need, and the more they will trust you. Because you displayed a character na hindi ka mang iiwan sa ere. Ano ba? Anong type na upline ka ba? Type ka ba na upline na dahil medyo masakit na, basta-basta mo na lang iiwan? Or ikaw ba isang type na upline na walang iwanan? Hawak talaga sa kamay hanggang maabot natin yung pangarap. Take ownership. you take ownership. And I'll end with this thing, no? Friends, if there are things that will allow you to move from one level to the next, relationship is the most important key that will bring you from one level to the next. Because that's where you will be defined by the people who believed in you and have trusted you. No one will go with you. No one will be with you if they don't trust you. And that's going to be a very lonely journey. And that's going to be a very lonely journey. For those people who have joined here for the very first time, no, are there any first timer here? Meron bang first timer dito? No? Is there anybody that joins that joins the master class for the very first time? Yung ngayon lang naka-attend, meron ba? Can you acknowledge yourself if there is a first timer na student tayo ngayon sa gabi na to? Yes, no, si Mardy, no? Second time na si Mardy. Si Maminda, second time na. Si Mardy, first time. Anybody that has been here for the very first time or yung bago po, no? In a week, may 3 masterclass po tayo. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday po yan. No? Is Abba here? Is Abba here? Is Abba here, Mel? Yan, si Leslie was also a first time. Si Lemuel, third time. Okay. Now, for those na who don't know me yet, no, I am Joffrin Villasencio. I have 3 roles in my life. No, I'm a businessman by occupation. I'm a teacher by profession, and I'm a pastor by vocation. No? And I am currently the president and CEO of D818 Premier Properties Incorporated, and at the same time, I'm the mission director of global missions through Marketplace. So you are part of the Marketplace, actually. No? And that's my number in your screen, no? 0933-822-0980. Don't hesitate to keep in touch with me if you need some advices or whatever. And I'll try my very best to be able to be of help to each and every one of you. No? So thank you for those who are here for the very first time, and to those that have been here for the second time. And I hope there will not be just a second time, but there will be all the time. No, I hope that you will be here with us all the time in the masterclass. But you know what? What I would really like to ask from you, what I really would like to ask from you is, do you find the masterclass helpful? Do you find the masterclass helpful? Question po yun. You can answer it. Do you find the masterclass helpful? Do you find it helpful? Na-appreciate niyo po ba itong masterclass na to? Sino bang nakapag-feel na ito po ay helpful, ang masterclass? Na malaking tulong po sa inyong journey sa pagninegosyo. If you find it helpful. Kasi if you find it helpful, this masterclass is free. No? This masterclass is free, and this is open for everybody who wanted to journey to becoming an entrepreneur. In the masterclass, sa 3 araw na masterclass po na to, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the evening, all they are going to get here are information and knowledge all about how to become an entrepreneur. We don't advertise companies here at this schedule. May time po para doon. No? But within the masterclass is we are focused on building each and every one of us in here. Yun po yung pinaka-agenda natin. This community is designed so that we will be able to have a support group, no, para magkaroon po tayo ng support group. So if you find it helpful and beneficial ang masterclass na to, pahingi ng favor naman, no, invite your friends na sa tingin nyo po kailangan niya po ang masterclass na to, and let them be part of our growing community. Okay, and let them be part of our growing community. Can you do that for me? Can you invite your friends na sa tingin nyo po sa tingin mo na kailangan nila na ma-enroll sa class na to, no? Can you help me out with that? Para we can help more people. Our agenda here is to help more and more and more people in the journey sa pagiging isang entrepreneur po. No? That's our end goal in here. That kasi hindi kasi tinuturo ang pera sa sa school eh. Yun po yung deficiency. We're in school, we're not taught how to become entrepreneurs. So dito natin tinuturo, no? Dito po natin tinuturo. So maraming salamat, magandang gabi. Monday na Monday po, and I know you're occupied on a lot of things, but most importantly, whatever learnings na meron po kayo tonight, what is important is that you are able to apply it the soonest possible time. It doesn't really matter how many times you have heard it. What matters is how many times you have applied it. Yun po ang pinaka-importante. Umpisahan mong i-apply pa isa-isa hanggang makayanan mong gawin lahat. Well, I will never expect you to be master in all of these sa isang pagkakataon. No. But the more you try and to keep doing it over and over again, eventually you will become masters. Thank you, and God bless you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.